heard this weather update, and this huge ice storm has settled over the whole Great Lakes region.
I love it when you talk frontal systems. It makes me wish we were all curled up in bed.
Well, this ought to keep you warm.
Not as much as you do.
Now, don't fret, darling. I had that marriage agreement that the Duchess coerced me into signing, looked at by a lawyer friend of a friend. And he said that it was as full of holes as a slice of Jarlsberg, so... Now, you're not terribly disappointed, are you, love?
What?
About not becoming royalty.
No. Who needs royalty? When I get married, all I want to do is be as happy as that.
I can't believe we actually did this.
I have no regrets.
We made love. Now we can't ever let this happen again. Okay? Okay. Here.
Thank you.
Why don't you try the car engine again? Let's see if it starts.
Wondering maybe if you had another stuffed animal that was Amanda's or something, maybe we could borrow. Thanks.
We'll continue this.
Darling, a few of our more intrepid guests are talking about braving the elements and heading for home.
Well, I hope they brought ice skates.
I'll see they stay.
You, perhaps, should say goodnight, Grant.
Kicking me out into the cold.
Oh, I don't think you'll have any trouble. 4 brand new tires on your car, eh? That was clever. I mean, that's what you call covering your tracks, isn't it? So that no one...
I really have to bunk with my mother tonight. I mean, who's in my room anyway?
Cass and Frankie.
Cass, dear, may I have a word with you, please?
Are you the couch at the library? It's really comfortable.
Okay, well, look, I'm so tired, I'll be asleep as soon as my head hits the cushion. Thanks.
Sleep well.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Well, I'll probably be pacing all night. Carl, why don't you give me a room that has an interesting seal?
My mother murdered Ryan just as the police thought.
If you didn't kill him, why didn't you go to the police? Why did you keep quiet about
Because
it?
I was in shock, just as you were. And I wasn't sure of what I'd witnessed. Getting through the funeral was difficult enough, and when I called Captain McNamara to tell him I was going to make a deposition, Carl got to me first, and he was insane with rage. Now, you recall that Victoria called you up to come get him when he attempted to strangle me.
Well, maybe he had good reason.
He had no reason. Now, I fear for my life. It's in danger when I'm around that man.
Because of what you know.
Because he will never forgive me for protecting my mother. And if he found out that I was there the night Ryan was shot, he'd blame me for not preventing Ryan's death. Now, I assure you that I have every intention of going to the police to tell them of my presence at that murder site.
I think that would be a good idea.
But I want you to promise me, please, that you won't share any of this with Carl.
I'm not going to promise you anything.
Now, listen to me. He has an extremely violent nature. We both know what he's capable of.
That was in the past.
He attempted to kill me not long ago. Would you like to hand him permission to finish the job?
I have to get to my guests.
Rachel, please. You'll keep this secret, won't you?
Hi. I'm going up to check on Kirkland. Want to sneak a peek?
Love to. Love to.
Well, the kids are all sleeping like angels, and Miss Frankie, the biggest angel of them all, conked out in the middle of the floor.
Well, Cecile, how about setting Maggie a good example and saying goodnight?
Your maternal side never rests, does it, Rachel? Oh, my. Look at this. Donna on her hands and knees. Are you practicing for all the groveling you'll have to do to get little Mattie back?
Cecile, it's past midnight. Shouldn't you be out making up a...
Criminal trespassing is a serious offense.
There was no trespass. We paid for that cemetery plot. The dirt. is mine. The bones of my poor sons.
He was in the cemetery again. Darling.
They dragged me from there like a common thief.
Mr. Hutchins, you can't be breaking into private property.
He's right, darling. Ryan isn't the only
Corpse? But who?
Stop this.
Who made him a corpse?
Stop it, please. This isn't doing you any good, and it certainly isn't doing me any good. Darling, I know this is difficult for you, but you've got to let him go.
Never. Never.
Please.
Never, never, never!
Please help him. He's sick.
We both know.
He's ill.
We both know. Ryan will never rest. Not until justice is served.
Muffin?
I'll wring you out to dry, and then I'll cast you on the wind.
Stop it, Carl, enough. Please, you've got to let him out of here. He's ill. Please let him out.
Mrs. Hutchins,
He's sick. He's burning up with a fever. You don't want him to die in a holding cell.
all right, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
Okay?
You know, I suggested to Rachel that she consider psychiatric help. She wanted to wait, which of course is understandable. It's an enormous step given the circumstances.
Do you think Carl is dangerous?
Of course he's dangerous. Goodness, well, look at his history.
I have. He's usually managed to evade the law, unlike you.
What are you saying?
It's just that you can never really predict what someone will do.
Well, perhaps I'm overreacting. But all I know is what happened to my mother, and on the surface, she was very controlled. Now, Carl is...
He's mad as hell, and I can't really say that I blame him.
Yes, and I understand that he's upset. It's natural to be upset about the loss of your son, but why is he angry about me? You understand? That's where his confusion comes.
Excuse me, Captain.
Yeah.
Mr. Hutchins seems to be running some kind of fever, and his wife wants to take him to the hospital.
All right, let him go, with a warning. Any more nocturnal visits to the cemetery and those charges stick.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, Smith.
You're welcome.
What did he say?
Well, he okayed it, but with a few conditions. I'll talk to him.
Thanks.
Rachel, how is he?
He was out again all night, and he's got a fever.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not what I told you, is it? I mean, that's not what set him off, that I was there that night Brian was shot.
I didn't tell him.
Good. I think that's wise.
You're supposed to tell McNamara that you were there that night, and that I'm getting my memory back.
Well, I'm sure Captain McNamara will be happy to discuss it with you. We've spent more than an hour discussing it ourselves.
You told him you were there?
Yes, I did. Not that it's going to change anything. And Captain McNamara understood why I didn't come forward. Rachel, I made a serious mistake. Not telling. But it was a nightmare seeing my mother shoot Ryan. A nightmare I'll never forget. Now, I've asked Captain McNamara withhold any further information, any further investigation, that keep it quiet. I certainly wouldn't want to upset poor Carl unnecessarily.
Poor Carl is my husband. You don't need to make it sound as though he's a mental case.
Of course not. I understand what you're going through, that's all.
And you don't have to patronize me. Yes, he is distressed, and he has good reason. His son was killed, and he's grieving. And if his grieving doesn't suit you, it's too bad.
You get away from her, Viper. She's not your mother.
Darling, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
He'll infect you with lies. What have you been telling her?
He's concerned about you, darling. Come on. We're going to go to the hospital now.
I know what I know. You'll not escape me. You'll never escape.
What is it with you and Hutchins?
How the hell should I know? The man's delirious and he's got a fever.
I don't just mean today. This hostility's gone on a long time. Is this something that you're not telling me, Grant?
Gabe, it's no secret that the man blames me for Ryan's death.
I have a cold.
He's having trouble breathing. I would have taken him to ER, but I would like to see our regular physician.
Who usually takes care of you, sir?
Well, my wife. And she does a smashing job of it, but she does tend to overreact a bit, don't she?
John Hudson?
Yes, I'll page him for you, Mom.
Come on, darling, let's sit down.
There's no time for this, Rachel. Ryan needs me. Ryan needs help. He needs me to defend him, you know. My boy. I have to help.
Sit.
My boy. Oh.
Hand me the fiber optic light. Morgan, make sure the gas is maintained at 1 milliliter.
Maintaining at 1.
Oh, just relax, okay?
I'm gonna order a chest series.
No x-rays. It's
Carl,
not
if
necessary.
you don't cooperate, what is this? Bronchitis?
Of course it's bronchitis.
I won't know until I see the films, but my guess it's pneumonia.
Pneumonia?
That's a $2 word for a cold. Now, look, I have a shower. I shave. I feel...
Just take it easy
Yeah,
there.
that's why you're so lightheaded.
I got up too fast.
I'm gonna get
That's
you
all.
down to radiology as soon as I can, and I want to keep you here overnight.
No, John. Please don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Ryan needs me. He's trying to warn me.
Ryan is dead, darling.
To you, but not to me.
What is this, John? Is this part of the pneumonia? What is it?
He's just delirious from the fever. We'll keep an eye on him.
I'm awfully grateful you're here. Thank you.
Go get that wheelchair. I'll be right back.
Wait, whoa.
What's wrong?
Well, I don't know, but
But what?
I can't. We can't. I'm sorry. Until I know that this is real, I cannot.
Honey, have you seen Maggie? Her grandfather has to be admitted to the hospital today for an overnight.
No, and no one seems to know where she is. She didn't...
Well, I'll come with you. You'll probably need help with all my stuff.
I'll make a couple trips if I have to. I don't want you going anywhere near Andrew.
Yeah, but if he doesn't hear from me that I'm moving out, Andrew's
Don't
gonna get
feel sorry
really
for this
upset.
guy. He's been beating you up for months.
He's not gonna hit me again. I mean, no, not again. Not with you there.
You're not going with me. Look, he's not gonna hurt you again. Those days are over. And I'll be back in a couple of hours, all right?
Morgan, wait. Are you sure you want me moving in with you?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm taking care of you. You gonna let me do that? Nobody's ever gonna hurt you again, not as long as I'm around. Okay? Come here.
Aunt Franny, I'd like you to meet my fiancé.
Sophia, what kind of crazy lie is this?
It is not a lie, Aunt Franny. It's the best news you've heard in weeks.
Right now, the best news I could hear would be if I woke up in my bed in New York and realized this was all a terrible dream.
Aunt Franny, I can't believe you're not happy for me.
Sophia, you have been in Bay City for 2 weeks, and now you're engaged? Your brother, Giuseppe, said nothing to me about this. And I don't see a ring on your finger. You're playing games with me, and I don't like it, and I want it to stop right now.
Okay.
Hold it!
Aunt Franny, I'm sorry if you don't approve, but Sophia and I, we love each other.
Oh, I gotta get down to the restaurant before Aunt Franny makes mincemeat out of Sophia.
Your poor sister.
She'll be all right. Aunt Franny's been a force in the family for years. You learn how to deal with her after a while, you know?
Yeah,
Makes
well,
you tough.
Joe, I didn't exactly get your Aunt Franny's seal of approval.
Hey, she's a good person, all right? You'll get to know that once you get to know her.
Well, she has to meet me halfway, Joe. And I don't think that's on her agenda.
What are you talking about?
Well, for one thing, she never gets my name right.
Hey, come on. There's like 40 cousins in my family, all right? That's a lot of names for one aunt to remember, even on a good day. So don't be so sensitive, Christina, okay? What?
Joe!
Oh, I'm sorry. Paulette, I'm sorry.
No, that's Mom.
I love you.
No.
I love you.
Love you too. Go. You're so mean.
Comedian.
Yes, Matt Corey, please. Oh. Well, do you know where he is? What do you mean he doesn't work there anymore?
We're missing a few things
you
here,
don't
kid.
understand. The only thing that the Herald is missing is you and me.
I meant a receptionist, new computers,
Matt, listen, we're
editors.
gonna hire people. We're gonna hire staff. That's not a problem. Matt, we are only gonna print the news that sells newspapers. And I don't know about you, but I picture a Pulitzer right over here in the corner. You know what? The Bay City Herald, Matt. The Bay City Herald. Outstanding Midwestern newspaper.
Did you give him anything to bring it down?
Unfortunately, with viral pneumonia, the body has to rely on its own immune system in order to recover.
And if he doesn't recover?
My main concern right now is getting that damn fever down.
Be vigilant. I'll protect you, son.
Ironically, your death has brought me much closer to what's important in my life. Namely, Victoria. We've gotten much closer these past few weeks. Well, she is the mother of my child, and it feels so good to be a part of a family. I love her, Ryan. I love Victoria. I suppose I always have. I believe that we're destined to be together. Only one thing.
At least I know where you're going to be tonight.
Do we have to do this today?
Well, putting things off is only going to make things worse.
To reunite. Father with son.
Darling. Darling.
Rachel.
Yes, I'm right here.
Did you see him? He's calling me.
Who, darling?
Ryan. He needs me.
No, darling, it's your imagination. You're sick, and we're doing everything we can to make you better.
No, darling. I can't stay here.
No, yes, you have to. Please lie down.
To me, don't do this to me.
Carl, this is going to help you sleep, and these restraints are only temporary.
Don't forsake me.
He's just not himself, John.
It's the fever. Sometimes it causes delirium.
No, it's been like this for a long time, ever since Ryan died. Is he going to be all right? Darling, stay down.
Rachel, you'll be fine. Why don't you go and get a cup of coffee?
Rachel. Hi, honey. What are you doing here?
Carl has pneumonia.
How did that happen?
The police found him in the cemetery again. He was there most of the night.
Honey, why didn't you call me?
Because it was all I could do to get him here to the
Well,
hospital.
how is he now?
He's not very good. He's going to have to stay here for a few days.
Honey, I am so sorry.
I'm glad to see you. I've been worried about you.
Oh, no. I'm fine. Really, I am.
No, but you cut out from the Christmas party.
No.
I didn't know where you'd gone. What happened to you?
Honey, listen. Why don't we go down to the cafeteria? You could take a little break, okay?
I could use some food.
Okay, good. We'll have a nurse check on him while we're gone, okay? Come on.
I'm afraid I'm impossible to be with.
No, don't be silly. You're not.
What happened at Christmas? I mean, you just disappeared into the storm.
Yeah, well, thank God I somehow got home. But I am sorry I missed your party, honey.
You must not have had much of a celebration.
It was very intense, yeah. It was really stupid of me to try and drive in that weather. Anyway, forget it. I know how worried you are about Carl. Come on, let's go, all right?
Eternity. When you arrive, you greet Ryan for me.
Couldn't go on.
I'm so
It's
sorry.
viral pneumonia. They can't give him antibiotics. His own body's got to fight it off. It's as though he did this deliberately.
Deliberate, maybe, but certainly not consciously. You know, you can't see when this is happening, but grief can make you lose yourself, Rachel.
I know that. I just hope he understands that soon.
He has you to help him through this.
You know, I've been so wrapped up in him, I haven't even asked about you. How are you doing?
No, honey, I'm fine. It's routine. You know, the bookstore's been quiet since Christmas.
How's the novel?
On the shelf. Well, I just haven't been writing the last few weeks. My heroine is sort of stuck in a bad place, I guess.
Oh, well, you'll extricate her.
Oh, I don't know. It's pretty sticky this time, I think.
Oh, you say that every novel you have.
Rachel, Carl's nurse is looking for you.
What?
I know the doctors are in there now.
Oh, honey, it's okay. I'll be right here. I'll wait.
I hope Carl's all right.
Yeah, I do too, honey. I do too.
You still want to have dinner?
101.
What's wrong with him?
I'm not sure, and I have no idea what caused the seizure. Listen, get a hold of the neurologist on call and tell him I'm up here as soon as possible.
Is Carl all right?
Listen, why don't you both wait outside, all right?
Okay. Okay.
It was some sort of seizure or something. I don't know.
John's going to take very
I know
good care
that.
of
I
him.
wouldn't trust him with anybody else.
He's going to be fine,
I hope
Rachel.
so, because he keeps going on and on about what happened the night that Ryan was shot. He keeps asking me and asking me if I would remember that night.
Is your memory coming back?
Not all of it. I keep thinking that it's blocked because of the horrible things that happened.
Honey, that's natural. Justine tried to kill you.
Wait a minute. I don't think that is it. I think I'm worried. I think I'm worried about what Carl would do with the information.
Hey, is there something important you know that the police should know?
How is he?
He's stable. There's no more seizure activity, and his EKG is normal, but there's something that just doesn't fit. I've ordered a battery of tests and an MRI.
Oh, my God, you're worried.
No,
Serious.
please, Rachel. I don't want you to worry. I'm being overly cautious. I just want to make sure that all my bases are covered.
May I see you?
Yes, but just let him sleep, all right?
Thanks.
How are you?
I'm fine.
What is it? What's wrong?
Well, they ran down a ragged. Please sit down, but they're finally asleep.
Help!
Help! I need help from my husband!
Carl? He's in VTAC.
We should mention for sports fans, it's not...
Rachel, I stopped by to see him last night, and he said something. I thought it was just the fever talking, probably, so I thought I would come back today and see if he was any better.
What did he say?
He said that Grant shot Ryan. What is it? Do you know something?
No, this is all more of the same thing. He's been going on like this for weeks.
No, it isn't more of the same thing. It's different. Before he was saying that Grant was at fault for protecting his mother. Now he is saying that Grant shot the gun. Rachel,
This is all part of the same nightmare, don't you see? What difference does it make? Justine shot Ryan or
his brother. Justine is dead. Grant is still alive. Grant is Kirkland's father.
I can't help you. I don't remember that night. I don't remember
Rachel,
the moment
just
that
wait a
Ryan
minute.
was shot.
Anything, just anything. A small little detail. Do you remember it?
How's he doing?
He just came out of consciousness for a few minutes and talked to Vicky and...
Make any sense?
Oh, it made perfect sense to me.
He's out again. Sometimes it takes a while for people to regain consciousness. They slip in and out. It's perfectly normal.
Is he any better?
Well, we're getting the labs back within an hour. I'll let you know then.
Okay, thanks.
Vicky, Grant's been hanging around asking questions about Carl's condition. I think it's pretty weird considering the fact that there's no lost love.
What do you mean? It makes perfect sense if... I'll take care of Grant. Don't you worry.
Hey, Mr. Peanut, what's new?
New platters.
Then Tomas found a ransom note.
And you didn't tell me?
We knew it would upset you.
Of course it upsets me. She could be hurt.
We knew you'd be worried, but there's nothing you can do. Besides, Carl needed you.
Why are you telling me now? Something happened?
Nothing's happened. It's just that it's starting to come out in the papers.
We didn't want you to find out that way.
What about the police?
The police have been called in. Cass took care of that.
Cass is working with the police.
Among other things.
He's also handling Cecile.
Oh, Cecile. How is she holding up?
Not very well.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, your child is kidnapped. How much money do they want?
$1 million.
Well, actually, that's not as much as I would have expected.
I think it's because they want it fast.
When?
Well, we're waiting for the phone call right now.
You got the money together.
Talk to William Pierce at the bank. It's not a problem.
Oh, Maggie must be going through.
Look, Joe's working around the clock, and Frankie's on the case, too, so...
I just want her brought back safely, okay? I don't care about the money. You told them that?
I told them that.
I guess I have to go home, huh? Find out how Cecile is doing?
Believe me, she's gonna be fine.
That's okay. She's got plenty of people with her.
I really want to stay here and be with Carl.
You stay here. We'll call you if we hear anything, okay?
Okay, great. Thanks.
It's gonna be okay, Rachel. Carl's gonna get better, and Maggie's gonna come home.
Of course I'm not. I would have done the same thing. I understand. It's all right. Oh, listen, do me a favor. Go find Morgan and see if the test results are back.
Sure.
Thanks.
Hi, Matt. Hey. We have a little unfinished business. Has he said anything else?
No.
Rachel. You have to tell me what you know.
I can't substantiate anything, Vicky.
All right, so it's unsubstantiated. What do you know?
I don't know anything. It's just an image that keeps coming back to me every time Carl tries to press me to tell him what happened that night. I don't even know that it's a real memory. It could just be a suggestion from Carl.
Do you have an image of someone at the train trestle?
Yes.
What? What is it?
Look, there are any number of motives that we could ascribe to this kind of behavior, and we can't take this at face value because we know he lies.
He lies. Well, obviously, we're talking about Grant. He admitted something to you. Is that what you're saying?
It was at the Christmas party. Carl had been goading him. They got into a tremendous argument. Grant was frightened, and he came to me and confessed.
Confessed to shooting Ryan?
No, he confessed to being there on the trestle that night.
But he admitted that he was there?
Yes.
Well, obviously he shot Ryan. Why else would he keep it a secret?
Because of his mother?
No.
If she pulled the trigger, Vicky, he wouldn't want to incriminate her.
Justine is dead. Why keep it a secret now?
Because he's afraid of what Carl will do, and I'm with him there. I'm afraid of what Carl will do, too. He's obsessed about this.
Did anyone ever think he might be right? What if Grant did shoot
We don't have
Ryan?
any proof. If there was proof, the police would have done something.
The police know about this?
Yes. Grant told McNamara. At least that's what he told me.
Well, did you hear Grant?
No, I didn't. I was there at the police station picking up Carl. He was so sick, I had to get him to the hospital.
Rachel, do you know that Grant and Gabe go way back?
Gabe would never sit on this. He's the one that put Grant in jail for accessory after the fact.
Oh, I know, and then let him go. Because I asked him to drop the charges, which was an incredibly stupid move.
Look, we can't jump to conclusions about this. I mean, we don't have any proof. And jumping to conclusions, that's not going to help Ryan, and it's certainly not going to help Carl.
Let me tell you something. If Grant shot Ryan, I'm going to prove it.
Where are you going?
I know what I have to do.
Vicky.
Serve anywhere near the time that she was sentenced to.
Yeah, well, she always did know how to work the system, so.
Yeah.
Is she headed for Bay City?
Unfortunately, we lost her. I have no idea where she is now.
That's why they call her the Cobra. It's hard to pin her down.
Look, in any case, I think it'd be a good idea if you wear this from now on.
Sir, she's not going to shoot me in the back. It's not her M.O. No, she's much more devious than that.
You think she could take her revenge out on somebody else?
Oh, no, I think I'd be her target. She's got to come after me.
What makes you so sure about that, Lieutenant?
What file you have on me, sir? Yeah. The one that tells you about my history with Cobra. It leaves out the one detail that's the most important.
Oh, there you go. Well, Mama, the truck's almost full. This is nearly the last box. It's got the picnic plates, Gregory's favorite cereal bowl. Boy, I tell you, the only normal thing about today was sending him off on the bus this morning. I miss riding that bus with his friends. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I got an apartment near work. Oh, but I'm gonna have to get a roommate to afford it.
Josie, you can move in with us.
Mama, you hardly have enough room for you and Greg and his sons. I think it's time for me to be on my own.
I'm not really handling this very well, am I?
Well, you shouldn't have to do this on your own.
Well, I asked your stepfather to leave his house. I can't really expect him to show up and help pack.
Do not make excuses for John. Men have two rotten things that they do to us.
Do you think you and Lieutenant Sinclair will be able to
Mom,
patch things up?
How do you know?
Call it mother's intuition.
Disney's Beauty and the Beast, live on...
Why?
Well, you've been here for hours. You should take a break.
I don't want to leave him.
Go ahead, I'll stay with him. I don't mind.
Hey, Pauline, you okay?
Yeah, have you heard anything more about Maggie?
Well, yeah, her kidnapper called.
What did he say? Is she all right?
We hope so. He told us where to make the ransom drop, and we got the bills all marked and ready to go.
Oh, what are you waiting for? Go get her.
We can't do anything without the mother.
Where's Cecile?
We checked the house. She's not here. Get Adams, check the grounds. We have no time to waste.
What could have happened to her?
Best guess? She decided to take matters into her own hands.
No, I'm sure, thank you.
Very well. I'll be right outside if you need me.
Yes, fine. You frighten me so much. Please, please stay awake. Let me go and get a doctor.
No.
No, I'm just going to go get John Hudson, all right?
No, don't
It
leave.
won't be a minute.
Don't leave me. Grant.
Yes, darling, he was just here a minute.
No. Grant, he tried to kill me. He tried to.
No, darling, that's impossible.
Grant. Pain. Pain. He tried to kill me. He tried.
Carl, you listen to me. Carl, this thing with Grant has become an obsession. You've got to let it go. Because, darling, I'm not going to let this put an end to your life.
Come on, Vicky, put the file away.
Why? So you can keep covering up?
Covering up what? What are you talking about?
But it's hard to say just yet.
I'll be right back, darling. You're still here?
Well, I said I'd be here if you needed me. Is everything all right with Carl?
The doctor is with him.
He is going to survive, isn't he?
Oh, yes, of course he's going to survive. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to call the police. For Maggie. I have to find out about Maggie.
Where did you go, Cecile?
Well, I needed a little fresh air, so I went for a walk.
My Aunt Hutchins' car was missing.
Yes, and I took Mr. Hutchins's car for a bit.
You didn't try to contact the kidnapper yourself, did
Yes,
you?
actually, I did think of it, Cass, and I realized that it could have put Maggie in danger, so I turned around and came right back.
Well, it's a good thing you did. The kidnapper could have killed you both. Morales, come in, over.
Roger, Captain.
Morales, contact headquarters. Tell everyone to get into position. Over.
Wait a minute. I thought you weren't going to do that until the kidnapper called back.
Well, I want everyone in place as soon as he does call back. Colino, help me count these bills again, please.
You got it, Captain.
Cecile, here, sit down. Come on. Thank you. Sit down, relax. Let me get you some water, okay? All right.
What?
She needs all the friends she can get right now.
It's gonna be okay. Nothing's gonna go wrong. You're gonna get your daughter back, and whoever's responsible for this kidnapping is gonna be sent away for a long, long time. Cecile?
Cecile! Oh, my God.
Who is it? Damn you, Cecile. What do you want now? Maggie.
When I'm with you, you take me away to another world.
Thank you so much for the hot dog. I gotta get home.
No, you're not going anywhere. We're not done yet.
Jake, there is nothing going on.
Yeah, why are you giving me that look?
What? Look!
That look. That's that fake smile that you give me every time you try to snow me, Vicky.
You're paranoid.
I'm paranoid.
Mhm.
Then, okay, then look me right in the eye and tell me that you didn't go out the other night with Grant.
What are you,
Am I right?
following me? But
Why don't you also tell me that he doesn't want to take you to Florida with the kids and make one big happy family?
How did you
Steven told me that. He's trying to take Ryan.
I don't have to listen to this. Needed to talk to you. I just came from the police station.
Maggie?
No, they don't know anything yet. I'm sorry. But they also don't know anything about Grant.
What do you mean?
Look, he lied to you. He never told Gabe that he was at the train trestle the night Ryan
How do
was
you know
killed
that?
because I went through the files. There's nothing in them.
Did you say that to Gabe?
No, he's Grant's best buddy.
He put him in jail, Vicky.
And let him out again.
Because you asked him to. Do you think he would harbor a murderer?
Maybe. I found a picture when I was going through Ryan's file. There was a fourth set of tire tracks at that train trestle. Now, they don't match Grant's, but I know they're his. Somebody is covering up something.
Grant.
I mean, that's why he told you that he was at the train trestle, to try to head you off at the pass. To try to get you to stop remembering.
Justine said she all but admitted that she had done this.
She never really came out and said it.
She implied it.
Well, that's not good enough for me. He's guilty. I'm sure of it.
And God help us all.
Is Carl going to be all right?
He's stable. He came to for a few minutes.
He came to. What did he say? Rachel, what did he say?
He said that Grant tried to kill him.
Oh, my God.
What? What? What do you know?
nothing for sure. I just know that when I came to see Carl, Grant was in there alone with him.
And that's what he
Look,
did.
I don't know why this should surprise any of us. He killed Ryan. I'm sure of it now. He'd kill me if he knew what I was thinking, and he would probably kill you if you get your memory back.
Well, then we need the police.
No, no. They'll never believe us. They think Carl is some lunatic. They think I'm just some whacked-out girlfriend. No, if we're going to get Grant, we have to do this ourselves.
I didn't expect to see you here. Rachel, have the doctor said anything new about Carl?
They're running some more tests.
I see. So they still don't know what caused your setback.
No, they don't, but they'll figure it out, Grant. You can be sure of that.
Leg smooth silhouettes, pantyhose.
Bear him no ill will.
I'm sorry. I'm upset.
Of course you are. Of course you are. We all are. Now, Rachel, if there's anything at all that I can do.
I think you've done quite enough.
All right. Well, I'll say good night then, both of you.
Good night.
Good night. You stay here. I'm going after Grant.
You can't do that.
I don't have any choice, all right? Just don't worry.
What do you mean, don't worry? If you were right about this, you're going after a murderer.
I can handle this, all right?
You can't handle this. The police have to handle this.
Now, wait here. I know exactly what I'm doing. Grant, I need to talk to you.
What's on your mind?
Well, when Carl had his seizure,
What about it?
you did something pretty unbelievable, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
I'm so afraid for you and Vicky. And then there's Maggie. You'd know how to get her back. The police are doing everything they can, but they don't have any news yet.
The kidnappers called? When?
A couple hours ago.
You must let go of Ryan. Please, let go of Ryan. Let go of Ryan, Carl.
Ryan. Ryan. Where are you, lad? It's me. Come on, my boy. We'll face eternity together. Oh, Rachel. Rachel. Yes. It will never be over for us. No. You don't belong here.
Ah, but you belong to me. And Grant will work his beautiful magic among all those near and dear to your heart. You shan't escape me. Not anymore. Justine Grant.
Darling.
Victoria, good, you're still here.
Oh, hi. I was just going to check on Rachel.
I called my travel agent. We're all set.
Right. Okay, great. The trip to Orlando.
We leave tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Midwest Airlines. We're booked at the Royal Palm Hotel, separate suites, of course.
Sounds nice.
You know, I saw the brochure. They have 3 pools and a great big lake where we can sail. The kids will love it.
They will, I'm sure. I just hope Carl's feeling better, which reminds me I really should go check on him.
Yeah, of course. I won't keep you. Say hello to Kirkland and Steve and tell them I can't wait till tomorrow.
Good night.
Sweet dreams.
I want to know what's going on with Vicky, and whatever it is going to stop right now.
Okay, I'm gonna head over to the hospital, fill my mom in about Maggie.
Okay, look, try not to worry about it, man, okay? We got a lot of manpower on this. We're gonna work it out.
I hope it's not too late.
Officer, you file that Morelli report? Thanks. Listen, I want you to understand something. I know how you feel about Felicia, okay? But you gotta realize that she's a human being, just like you and me. She realizes her mistake, and it's made her miserable, Josie.
Yeah, that's where you're wrong. My mother is the one who's miserable.
All right, well, nonetheless, the point is that Felicia's my friend, and I have to stand by her.
Like you stood by me?
Fine, forget it.
What happened to your records, Gary? I did some more checking, and it turns out that your personnel records have disappeared from Clearview.
Why don't you do what I told you to do and drop it?
And why do your commanding officers keep covering up for you? First Gabe, then Pomerantz. I mean, what is this all about?
Where to next?
Well, I've got to head over to the hospital to see my mom. First, why don't I take you home? It's getting late.
It's not home. It's a furnished room, and it's kind of depressing. So I'd be glad to go with you. Besides, I think you could use some company.
Not only is she pretty, whiz on the computer, but she reads minds, too. You know, I got lucky when you walked into my life.
Me too. How's Carl doing?
He's quite restless. He keeps calling out for Ryan in his sleep.
Rachel, you look exhausted. You need some rest. Why don't you let me drop you off on my way home?
I could never leave him now. Nor you. I'm worried about both of you. If what you said about Grant is right, you're in a great deal of danger.
He's not going to hurt me. He wants to be a family. Besides, how else am I going to get to the bottom of this?
Go to the police.
No, we cannot do that. I've explained to you, Gabe is Grant's best friend. Now, please, let me handle this.
Handle what? You're handling a murderer.
I know what I'm doing. Now, Grant trusts me. At least I think he does. He'll confide in me, if anyone.
I just wish I could remember what happened.
Well, you know something? Even if you did, he'd find a way to squirm out of it. I mean, he said he'd go to Gabe and tell him the whole story. He never did. I've got to find some evidence that Gabe just can't ignore. I don't know, maybe I'm going to put a tape recorder underneath his pillow in case he talks in his sleep.
Carl tried for months to get people to believe that Grant had killed Ryan. He had absolutely no luck. What do you think you're going to do to convince Gabe?
I know what makes Grant tick. I know he's capable of doing terrible things, but deep down, he has a conscience. And if he has killed Ryan, it's tearing him up inside. That's his Achilles heel, and that's what I'm gonna use.
Excuse me, I have nothing to say.
No, you're not going anywhere until I get some answers. What do you think you're gonna worm your way?
Okay, so how's Mr. Hutchins?
Hutchins, well, his ABG's improved. PO2's up to 98%.
So you think he's gonna make it through this little...
Maggie, she went swimming. For the last time.
So, how'd I do?
Very convincing. Cecile will never know what hit her.
Still no ID on the kidnapper's location?
The trace was no good. The guy put the block on every phone he calls from.
He's got himself covered. Now that he's added murder to his rap sheet, the pressure's gonna get really intense. Look, sooner or later, this guy is gonna slip up, and when he does, we'll be there to nab him.
Captain, I want to make this collar.
We may not recover a body.
How you doing?
Not too good.
Don't forget about our appointment later at the hospital, right?
Oh, Joe, maybe we should cancel.
Hey, Maggie would want us to take care of our baby.
A phone call we just received.
Maggie's gone?
The doctor's with Cecile. He's giving her a sedative.
Rachel, if there's anything I can do, we can do anything at all.
Thank you. I guess I have to call Sandy and Blaine.
Are you sure you're okay?
I'll be fine. I just can't believe this. You know, it just seems like yesterday Maggie was telling me her New Year's resolutions. She was going to be more independent and not so hung up on guys. And then she gets kidnapped and now she's gone.
I know. I gotta go someplace where I can do some good.
Okay.
Sorry, Mom. I love you.
What would I do without you?
Just call if you need anything, okay?
God, what would I do without him?
How can you do that? How can you go anywhere?
Forward to telling him about this,
He's
not
going to
after
be very
Ryan.
concerned about you, Rachel.
You should be with your husband. Don't worry, Cecile's in good hands.
She's gonna need a lot of support. How is Cecile?
She's pretty broken up. She's in no condition to answer any of my questions.
Well, I guess that's understandable. It'll take some time.
Yeah. I asked her if there was anything familiar about the kidnapper's voice, anything at all that might help us find him, but I'm afraid I upset her more.
Well, listen, just accept our thanks for everything you're trying to do to apprehend this person. And everything we have here is at your disposal.
Thank you, Mrs. Hutchins. I promise you have my word. We will do everything in our power to apprehend this murderer.
Thanks. I'll see you.
This is the phone that Cecile used to speak with the kidnappers, right?
Yeah.
You getting anything? What?
It's nothing clear.
Well, listen, if you do come up with anything, let me know, all right?
Sure.
I have to get in touch with headquarters.
We'll be here.
Excuse me.
Cass,
What is it?
there's something really strange going...
What?
Where's Maggie? Where's my Maggie?
At the doctor, Cass.
Where's
Cecile.
Maggie?
Cecile. Shush. It's all right. It's all right.
No, it's not all
No,
right.
everything is going to be okay.
No, it won't be. It's not going to ever be all right. It's not ever going to be all right.
I know it feels that way, right?
Take care of it. You take care.
Oops. You all right? Hey, you look very much better.
Yes, my darling, I'm feeling much better, too. I don't know whether I'm well enough to invite you into my bed, but, I'm on the road to recovery. I think it might be a good idea for us to keep that to ourselves.
Hi. Bridget said I'd find you here.
Hi.
I'm afraid I have some bad news.
What is it?
Well, apparently there was a computer glitch, and all of our tickets for Orlando were completely wiped out. I'm so sorry. I know how disappointed Stephen and Kirkland will be. You know, maybe we can do this another time.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, I'm a little bit relieved myself. My therapist said I should take a vacation, but a vacation with the kids isn't exactly a vacation. Maybe we could do something else.
What'd you have in mind?
I don't know. I thought maybe the two of us could go away together.
Alone?
Sure. Why not?
Well, that sounds like a wonderful idea. When shall we leave?